Record. All right, Michelle. Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. It's Ant coming to you live here from Dallas, Texas. And I was just coming on here. Me and Michelle we doing this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Mountain. And we're gonna do a training for you guys. Sometimes we'll have guest speakers in there, sometimes it'll just be us just tag teaming and doing some giving some tips ourselves. Like tonight. Tonight we didn't do a special guest, but we got some lined up in the future as well. But tonight we were talking, and when we were talking about what we wanted to talk about, we were really wanting to talk about skills and also the personal development along the process. And one of the main skills we'll be digging into tonight is inviting you guys. It's one of the key aspects to this business, and that's one that we're going to definitely tie into. But like always, I love to let Michelle go first. I always let the ladies go first. So I'm going to let Michelle start off with a couple of tips that she has that she believes can help you guys achieve success here. So I'm going to start that way.
All right. Can you hear me okay, Ant? Awesome. Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. We are halfway through the week, which is a great place to be. So tonight I want to chat with you guys just a little bit about ways to connect with new people, because many times I hear, how do I expand my circle? A lot of people will say to me, I don't know very many people, or I'm not very social, and so I don't know if I can be successful with this. Well, I would say that this is like the best opportunity that you will ever have to be able to work on yourself, to learn how to create relationships, and to meet new people, make new friends, and expand your circle. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the ways that just as I sit and I think about different people and how we can connect with new individuals, I wanted to kind of throw some ideas out there for you. So Ant, tell me a little bit about what you like to do, just like your hobbies. What's something that you like to do?
A couple of my hobbies now would be, I would say, oh, that caught me off guard. I don't know what a couple of my hobbies. I guess watching sports. I like watching sports. Okay, yeah, sports.
Okay, so when we don't have COVID going on, do you like to go, let's say, to a sports bar with friends to watch some of the games, like maybe during a tournament?
Yes.
Is that a good one? Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right. So you're sitting at a sports bar, and who takes care of you? A server, right, is generally going to be somebody who's going to come and interact, and they make their living based on how well they connect with people, how well they provide service, and the quality of their attitude. So let's say you have a server who is just rocking and rolling, and they are positive, they're engaging, they're fun. You can clearly tell that they like their job. So that's a great person that you just want to connect with that person to begin with, because we all need more positivity in our life, right? We need to surround ourselves with people who have the caliber of an outlook on life, the kind of attitude that we want to be around and be engaged with. So that's somebody that you're going to be drawn to anyway when they have a great attitude, right? So you're sitting there at your table, and your servers come in, and they're hopping and they're doing their thing and doing it well. What can you say to that person to start a conversation, to build a relationship?
One thing that I love doing, whether it be in person or social media, is a compliment. people love compliments. And you can say something, let's say, Michelle, you were my my waitress. And I could be like, Michelle, you have a great attitude. I love, or find, hey, I love your smile. Your smile is definitely a great smile. Or find something to compliment about the person. Like, hey, you really care about, the people that come in here. You just find something that you see them doing and compliment them on it. That's one of my biggest things. I do it on social media all the time. I compliment people. We all compliment people if they, maybe they just got engaged. Maybe they just had a baby. Maybe it was a nice outfit that they wore, nice shoes for the women. A lot of women love to compliment other women for their shoes. Well, okay. It's the same way that you would do it offline, you do it online. I'm going to dig in that in a little bit, but find the compliment.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That is really huge, because what that does is it shows someone that you've noticed them, that you see them as a person, and that brings walls and barriers down, and people become more receptive. They suddenly go from going through the motions to, wait, what? Like, you see me? And it creates a very different dynamic when you give someone a genuine compliment. It just opens the door, it softens things, it creates opportunity for connection, and people love to receive a genuine compliment. I do that on the regular. I did it this afternoon, in fact, in the carpool line, picking my daughter up from school. I was waiting for her to come up, and there was a lady standing fairly close to where I could talk to her out the window. And she was beautiful. She just had very well done hair and a great outfit. And I rolled my window down and I said, "Hey, excuse me." I said, "You are just stunning." And I gave her a compliment, and you should have seen the way that her whole face lit up. And we sat there and we talked for the next 2 minutes. And it was so easy because I just found something to connect with her on. And all of a sudden she was so happy and willing to talk. And then it makes creating relationship easy. So another thing that I like to do is, like at the grocery store today, I connected with a gal in the checkout line. She was the lady who is doing the scan out, the checkout, and their name tag, it has their name, and then it says something underneath of the name tag about them. Hers happened to say, "I like coffee." So I just said to her, "You like coffee, huh?" And she goes, "Oh my gosh, I love it. Like, maybe too much." And I said, "Oh yeah, what do you love about it?" So then she started telling me the reason she likes coffee is because she struggles with headaches and the coffee helps her headache. And I said, "Oh girl, have you ever tried anything that has fucoidan in it?" And she looks at me funny, like, For what? Like, take your mask off. I couldn't hear you, right?" And so I'm in the checkout, and there's all, these people behind me. And I said, "You know what? It's for me. I have struggled with headaches my whole life. Used to wake up with them every day. And since I started drinking these fucoidan-based products, I don't have that anymore. It has been life-changing for me." And I said, "I don't have time just now. Obviously, there's a bunch of people in your line behind me. I don't have time just now to tell you about it." But I handed her my cell phone and I said, "If you would give me your name and number, just put your info into my phone, I will give you a call later." And I said, "What time do you get off work? Would it be okay if I called you after you got off work tonight?" And she's like, "Yeah, that would be great." So very simple. There's so many ways that we can connect with people. They often will give us a way to connect with them with the clothes that they wear. Maybe they have a jersey on, or maybe they have a polo that has a logo for their company on it. Or like this gal, her name tag, said something unique about her. That is an opportunity for a conversation. And, it could have been, she's just like, "I love coffee. Coffee's great." But what she told me was something I heard a need. I heard something in what she shared because I was paying attention to a detail about her that created an opportunity for a conversation. And so it becomes very easy if you do that, like can you just give me your contact info and I will get back a hold of you. And so situations like that where you don't have very long, because then, you know, you don't get stuck with, what do I say? Like, you know, then you don't end up giving them way too much information. So they're like deer in the headlights, overwhelmed. What just happened to me? So you can then reach out. You have their contact information so you can follow up. Another one was my waitress over the weekend. She took great care of us. And I just started asking her about, you know, how long have you been waiting tables? Do you enjoy it? Is this something you see yourself doing long term? And she started talking about her travel plans and goals and how she wants to be with her family. And so just, you know, listening to her and enjoying conversation with people in everyday activities is something that if we will get out of our comfort zone a little bit, you know, so for some of us, it's outside the comfort zone. And for others, it's just what we do regularly. You know, as we were walking out the door, I walked up to the bar real quick and I said, hey, I know you love to travel. And waiting tables, you're fabulous at it. It's hard work. I said, would you be interested in something that would give you an opportunity to bring in some extra income, give you that freedom to travel, give you some travel rewards benefits? You know, would that be something that interested you? And she's like, yeah, it might. And so I did the same thing. I said, we're headed out the door. Can I give you, you know, I just handed her my phone. I said, go ahead and put your contact info in and I will send you a little bit of information. And so, you know, we have those opportunities on the regular if we're looking for them. So it's very easy to go through life ourselves with the autopilot on, right? Like we kind of get tunnel vision. We sort of are just doing our thing. And it's very easy to go through the ATM instead of going inside to the bank to talk to the teller. It's easy to just pay at the pump instead of going inside and interacting with the clerk and paying for your gas in person. So truly, I would encourage all of us to do this, but especially if you find that you have a smaller social circle or you feel like you don't have a large enough sphere of influence to be successful with this, I would highly encourage you to make it a point to, when you have the option to pay at the pump or go inside and see the clerk, go inside. You know, maybe it becomes something that creates a contact for the business, and maybe it doesn't. But either way, you're creating relationship. You're going outside of the societal norm that just says, get through my day as fast as I can with as little interruption as I possibly can. And that in and of itself is unusual, and people will notice that, right? So I challenge you, get out of your car, go inside, talk to people, find something about them, you know, whether it's a nice dress that they're wearing, or they, you know, have really good manners, or they have a great accent, you know, something that's very cool and unique about them, you know, engage them on that and see where that conversation goes, and make it a habit to be looking for opportunities to create more relationship, because that's really when people are willing to hear what you have to say, when it is about a relationship with them. So, Aunt, what are some day-to-day things that you do? I know that you do it with the social media and you do it with the compliments, but what are some daily opportunities that you look for where you can connect with people?
Well, social media. And so, like I said, back to social media. Every single day, Facebook lets you. I'm gonna continue to tell people this because I don't think a lot of people utilize this one little tool. And that one tool is every single day somebody's having a birthday. Every single day. And guess what? If you're on Facebook, Facebook lets you know of birthdays every single day. Whether it be 2 people, 3 people, 10 people, 15 people, however many friends, you got an opportunity to reach out to a friend and say, hey, Michelle, I just wanted to take the time to tell you happy birthday. Hope you have a great and blessed day. Hey, Mr. Reggie, I, I just wanted to take the time and wish you a happy birthday. Hope you have a great and blessed day. It doesn't matter who birthday it is. Every single day you have an opportunity there. Also, something I would always recommend for more of the people who say maybe I don't have anybody to talk to, or maybe I've talked to everybody. Well, let's be honest. Everybody probably on here has at least 250 contacts in their phone. At least. I would probably say about 500 contacts if you just thought about how many contacts you actually had in your phone. And if you haven't went through every single one of them, one, you haven't talked to everybody. You are now prejudging who you want to talk to, which is okay. But now that's just another excuse of you saying that you don't have anybody to talk to. Everybody has people to talk to. Are you willing enough, or is it what's holding you back from sharing it with that person? Is it a grudge? Is it fear? Is it what is it? What's holding you back? But also that's just one way. So you got those people that you could talk to. But then also you got social media. Everybody, like Michelle said, has hobbies. So I like sports. So guess what kind of groups outside of the RX groups that I'm in? Sports groups. I'm in different sports groups on Facebook. And guess what? I interact with people all the time. I got people that order the products from those groups. I have people that have joined the business from those groups. One of them is headed to Brazil right now that we're going to do a Zoom with tomorrow that he joined. And so we're going to be able to launch the business with his friends there. And so that's the opportunity you have. But guess how I made that new friend? That wasn't somebody I grew up with. That wasn't somebody I worked with. That wasn't somebody I played basketball or any sports with. That was somebody I met through a group with something I like. Everybody has that same opportunity to go find groups that they like. If you like dogs, if you like golfing, if you like I see my boy Lance on here. He's a big on marathons. Well, I promise you, there's other people around the world that like marathons as well and like being fit. So he can go join fit groups or groups with people for marathons. I know, Michelle, you do photography. Same thing. I can find people that way. Business owners, you can do all kinds of different things. Whatever it is that you like, guess what? They have a group for. And some of the things like that would be Facebook, reaching out to people, and then joining the groups. Also, I love to just scroll down my news feed. Not too long. I don't like to just spend a whole bunch of time just scrolling, but I like to go through and look and see who's had a new baby, who's had an anniversary. Maybe it's somebody's anniversary. Every single day is somebody that as well, having a baby, anniversary. It's all different types of things. Got a new job, start a new business. That's your opportunity to reach out to people. That's your opportunity to compliment somebody, to make somebody feel good. You know, a lot of people are wondering why people are not joining their business. Maybe you went through your 25, 100 people, and not many people told you why. You want to know why? Because you're not bringing value to other people. I'm just going to be real. The only way people are going to buy from you or do business with you or even join your business is they have to like, trust, and respect you. So you have to bring value to people. And when you start bringing value to people, people will start looking for you when the time is right. They will also start referring people to you when the time is right. And that's would be the great thing. I encourage everybody. I encourage everybody to do that. To really do that. To really start reaching out to people on a daily basis. Pick a number, 1 through 30. No more than 30 people a day, but also you know your schedule. You know you got to work like my boy Nate's on here. He just worked, 14, 15 hours, something like that. He left the house at 5:30. He didn't get in till 9 o'clock. So however many hours that is. But he made time to get on here. But also, you know your schedule. See, he could take the next 30 minutes and just, you know what, let me go find a couple people on Facebook, tell them happy birthday, tell them happy anniversary. I want to do 5 people a day. Boom. It depending on how many people you personally want, not your team, not Michelle, not Manda, not Lance, but how many people I personally want to join my organization between customer and promoter. That's how many people you need to be reaching out to on a daily basis. Whether it be in person or online. Your choice. Whether it be text message, phone call, in person at the coffee shop, restaurant, or online telling people happy birthday. You need to be having at least 30 different, well, for me, my goal is 30. So my goal is 30. I'm full-time. So do not compare my time with yours. If you're not full-time, find something that works for you. You know your schedule better than anybody. So if you know you can probably only reach out, if you only want 5 people personally to join your business, that's still a good number. Well, then do 5 people a day. Start 5 new conversations. That's something that has helped me out a lot, you guys. And it always keeps people, like Tim Sales say, in the pipeline. I always got people. Well, people say, well, where you come up with all the people? That's a great thing. But I'm gonna pass it back to Michelle, and I'll get to that in a little bit.
Awesome. So I heard somebody, he's in my photography profession, who said to me one time, he was talking about a time when he was on an airplane with, he was on a vacation and ended up sitting next to a gal on the airplane on his way back who happened to be from his area, whose daughter was getting married. And so he talked to her on the airplane about, what he does and why he is, a very qualified professional and in his industry. And he ended up signing her for her daughter's wedding before he got off the plane. And the thing he said to me has always stuck with me. It's been years since he said it, but he said ABC, always be closing or always be connecting. Those are, I just think about that in my head, ABC, I'm always be connecting with people, always be closing, or always be creating opportunities to connect with people. And that's kind of a segue into our next section that we want to talk about tonight, which is personal development. And so with the connections, always connecting with people, always creating opportunity in new relationships, that's a skill. And it's something that takes time to develop. It's something that takes effort. That if, some people are just kind of naturally good connectors and other people have to work at it a little bit more. But I would say, think about your job, the profession or the career that you're in right now. What kind of training did it take for you to receive the certification that it requires to do that job? What kind of education did you have to pursue? How long did you have to spend in on-the-job training for that profession before you felt comfortable, confident, competent in what you were doing? And before, there's some situations, like I see Chris and Alyssa on tonight. Chris is an electrician. That's something, hey Alyssa, hi Chris. Chris is an electrician, and that's something that takes tons and tons of time and hours and apprenticeship and training before they will even let you do it by yourself. Like, you have to do all of that before you even get the opportunity to do it yourself. And that's many, many hours and months and potentially years to get that. And, I know Brian is on tonight. He is an exceptionally gifted massage therapist. He has had so much education and schooling and hands-on experience to get to the skill level that he is today. So think about where you are in your day job, what you do currently, and what it took for you to get to the skill level you're at. And now think about, what does that bring you as far as opportunity, as far as wealth, as far as generational wealth? Are you able to travel? Do you have time freedom? If you're not where you want to be in those categories, or the profession you're in currently doesn't offer you that, Think about what you've put in with that profession to get where you are. And if it's not affording you those opportunities, but you see that opportunity with RX, ask yourself, are you willing to put that same amount of time and effort into developing the skill set that it takes to create relationships, to connect with people, to change lives, so that you become a professional? Because this is a profession. It is a profession, and those who take the time to become skilled can do exceedingly well. And so I'm going to let Ant talk about some of the avenues that we can use to develop that skill set to become the professional, because there are many people in the direct sales industry who don't do it very well, and they kind of leave people with a yucky feeling. And that's where the kind of the negative perception of network marketing comes from, is because there's people who do it poorly, and it leaves people going, ugh, no, thank you. I don't want anything to do with that. But if we take the time to become truly professional in what we do and make it about people, about improving people's lives, adding value, bringing quality to their life. You know, Brent likes to say, make somebody's day better because you showed up, right? Are we taking the time to develop our skill set to the point that it becomes smooth and natural? People are comfortable around us when we talk about it, and then they're drawn to it because we have taken the time to go a step above. So, Ant, would you talk a little about what we talked about earlier with regards to the different ways that you can pursue excellence in this profession?
Oh yes, definitely can. And the biggest way I'm gonna try to tell you is these things right here. These this is a $7 book, and I think this was like a $6 book, and you know they got some for $15. I'm telling you, books. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The same way that your parents, and the same way if you're a parent right now, that you have your kids sit down and read so they can learn how to do things, is the same thing you need to do if you're 20 years old, 30, 40, 50, 60, however old you are. You have to get back to the basics. And the basics is the information is in these things. You can learn anything that you want to do. For people who always say, I don't have anybody to talk to, this is a great book. It says never run out of people to talk to. That's the name of the book. Why wouldn't I read that? Icebreakers for the people who have trouble, just starting the conversation up or getting a person even to sit down and look. Big Al wrote this book, and I promise you, this book right here. Thank you for my friend Tony, who let me. He's like, hey, you need to read this, because something me and Michelle, and we had a training a couple weeks ago that hit home for him when Aaron Decker was on here, and he was telling him you just got to do the stuff that you want. When he pretty much had told him, he set a fire up under the guy, because he was telling them, how are you going to ask your kids to go and be the best they can be? How are you going to ask them to go be the best that they can be in whatever they're doing? Whether the kids, nephew, niece, whatever, how are you going to ask the people around you to be their best, but you aren't willing to become your best of a person? Ask yourself that. You need to really look in the mirror and ask yourself, hey, am I doing everything I possibly can to better myself? Do I truly want this? Because if you truly want this, you're going to have to start doing things that you didn't want to. And all I can do is think back to when I first got started. I was 21 years old. 21, in college, ran track. I was busy. That could have been my excuse of why not to do it. It could have been, oh, it's parties going on. That could have been my excuse for why not to do it. But you know what I did instead? I got on the road. I got on the road to go share the opportunity with somebody instead of going to a college party. Instead of listening to the radio, I turned on Jim Rome and listened to Jim Rome on the way down there to New Orleans, which was a 6-hour drive. Instead of going to my internship and listening to music or listening to the radio the whole time, guess what I did? I listened to something else motivational. Probably it was Jim Rome again, most likely. I listened to that a lot of times. You see, you start following what success. There was people, and there still are people that are having success with this. And you may look at them and say, oh, they got lucky. No, they didn't get lucky. They just talked to more people than you did. They developed the skills better than you. They knew what to say to catch somebody's attention. You could say, oh, I hear it so much. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know who to, I promise you, just ask every single day, find one person and ask them this. What do you do? Because I promise you, when you start asking that, guess what the question they're going to ask? Well, what do you do? Oh, well, I'm a photographer and I got my own business I work on the side. Oh, I work in the oil field, but I got a little business. I work, in my little extra pockets of time. For me, I'm a college student. I run track. I'm all of this. And on the side, I got this little business. I get to work from my phone. I promise you, everybody's going to, it's like that you're going to tell them your main profession, and they're not even going to want to hear about your main profession. They're going to be like, well, what is your business? Because we as people are born entrepreneurs. You just, over time, you develop not to be. You put yourself, something happened, you maybe failed at something, and over time, it may have been something that happened when you was 5 years old. Because most 5-year-olds, when they fall off their bicycle at first, they don't even want to get back on until we encourage them to get back on. Or they see their friends on their bicycles and they're like, you know what, I got to get it. So what happened to that? What happened to that drive for you? Where's that drive? Where's that extra, you know what, I just worked 14 hours, but you know what, I'm going to spend an hour. I'm going to spend 30 minutes developing myself. I'm going to spend 30 minutes on building my business. Where's that drive? What happened to it? And see, I can't find it for you. I can get on here and I can talk about every given thing, every skill you need. I can show you how to make thousands of dollars a month. I can show you how to retire yourself. I can show you how to do that stuff. But at the end of the day, you got to look in the mirror and you got to figure out what it is that needs to kick off you, that needs to jumpstart you. Where is that key that's going to crank up your engine to give you that confidence to pick up that phone, that 10,000-pound phone that everybody's afraid of, and you don't make the call and say, hey, Lance, I don't know if this is for you, but I know, hey, you're a hardworking person. You've always been an uplifting person as well in my life. And, hey, I just want to share something with you. And, hey, if you just give me a little bit of your time, I just want to share with you and get your honest opinion at the end. Hey, Michelle, hey, I know you're a great photographer. I know you're a busy person. I know your mom and everything that you're wonderful at it. But I got something I got my hands on. And I just want you to take the time to truly look at it. Would you give me 15, 20 minutes of your time? Something like that. What is holding you back? People out there need what we have, what you have your hands on. That, not just me, but what you. People need what we have, whether it be for better health, better finances. People on their hands and knees praying tonight. And you being selfish by holding on to it. You're being selfish. You got all this gold, but you won't tell nobody about it. You got something that can help out, I promise you, a lot of your family members, but you won't even reach out to them. You won't even follow up with them. Oh, well, I'm too busy. I'm tired. What other excuses we get? I don't have time. The kids started back school. You got pockets of time. Trust me. If your favorite TV show was on, you would. And you know what? Your priorities might be a little bit mixed up. Treat this like $1 million business and stop treating it like that little minimum wage job, and it'll start paying you like that. There's people that's made millions, y'all. A lot of them are my friends. People I watched do it in my own eyes. I started a couple of months after my friend Justin Martin. I watched this dude really go from living, him and his wife, newlyweds, living in a trailer park home, to now is a multi-millionaire with this same industry. How did he do it? Was he better than me? No. Was he better than y'all? No. He just developed the skills and he was willing to reach out to more people than the next person. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. Every business is. It's a business game. How many people can you run through? How many people can you get through? So you got to find the number of people that you can fit into your schedule on a daily basis. How many people can you reach out to on a daily basis? If it's two, it's two. It's fine. But guess what? 2 times 7 is 14. 14 times 4 would be 56. In a month, you talk to 56 people. That's pretty good. It was that simple. But a lot of times you look at the big picture. Oh, I want to be there. I want to get my check. I want the $10,000. I want the $100,000 checks. You know, I want to pay off this. I want to pay off that. But you forget about the little steps. You got to go little by little. Do what you can do. Build the confidence up. That's how you rebuild the confidence. Everybody here is already in the business. Now you just got to build your confidence up. Now you just got to, how do you build your, coach says it all the time, little pockets of wins. It's just like a football game. You don't throw a Hail Mary every single play. You don't do that. In baseball, you don't try to hit the home run every single time. No, you get little singles, you get doubles, and you strike out too. That's when people just, hang up the phone on you or don't, they don't even want to talk to you. It happens. We've all been through that. If y'all been through it, imagine how many people have been through it. How long Mr. Reggie been doing it longer than me? So how many times you think somebody hung up on him or didn't call him back? But see, all you do is you just refollow people, and we'll do the follow-up process another day. But what I really encourage you to do, you guys, is go find one book tonight. Find something. I encourage you to grab this Icebreakers. If you really want to learn how to talk to somebody, go grab Icebreakers, you guys. If you really want to know what to say to somebody that grab their attention, I've used it for the last 3 days now. One quote, two quotes. What do you do? Everybody always asks me what I do after that. They always, after they answer it, they come back and ask me, what do you do? Great conversation starter. But also another saying I've been saying all week, and now it's led to more customers, more reps, and also more people intrigued, is this one statement. Most people I share this with get excited and want to get started. The key to that whole thing is most people. It puts something in a person's brain that has them thinking about, am I most people? Or am I the people am I the other people who, and most people are going to say, you know what? I want to be most people. So what is it that you have? Gives me an opportunity to share. And so, but books, audio book, if you don't like to read, great. You want to know why I say great? Because I wasn't a reader. Throughout my whole childhood, I see Michelle has her kid right there. My whole childhood, from pretty much from when I was like, as long as if I had to read the book, I did not read it. From when I was Michelle's daughter's age and older, all the way up probably to a junior year of college when I started Lima, I never read a book all the way through. Never did. They used to be like, we gotta have a test on this. Okay, let me skim through it, put little things in my head, but I would never read all the way through. Until I realized that all successful people, definitely in this industry, but all successful people, whether it be the Jerry Jones, it don't matter whoever you're talking about, I guarantee they have a library at their house. They have a library. And guess what? They read books on the daily. So what's stopping you? Do you want to get to that? You got to develop your skills. You got to get better. You got to put the audio books in. Go. Also, if you don't want to start off reading, go get the audio book and listen to it. Feed your brain more of information that can help you grow, and not just information that's just on the TV. You gotta develop the skills if you truly want this. And you wouldn't be on a Zoom at 9:42 p.m. Central Time. I see who else we got on here. Mr. Reggie's on the Eastern Time. So you wouldn't be, he's 10:42. We got Michelle at 8:42, and everybody else on here, Miss Linda's Eastern time. You wouldn't be on this Zoom this late at night if you didn't truly want it. Now the question is you got to really dig deep, and you got to ask yourself, would it be worth it? I know it will. I will one day make it to the top. And guess what? I want to take every single one of y'all with me. But the thing is, you got to be willing to do your part. I can share the presentation to however many people you want. But if you never invite them, you never develop the skills to even learn how to follow up with them or how to even do the presentation yourself. Just different little skills that you got to develop. The mindset. You got to develop the mindset. Because this ain't easy. A lot of people think it's just going, you're going to walk outside, it's like leaves falling off the tree. Oh, I got this person. No, it don't work like that. It's not going to be easy. I don't even like telling people it's easy, even though it really is easy because you're not sweating. I mean, Nate works in the oil field. That's hard sweating labor. I've dug ditches before. I worked in warehouse before. That's hard work, but this is nothing compared to that. But I had to develop the skills, you guys. I had to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to put the remote down, cut the TV off, read the book, listen to the audio book, make the extra call, create the list. Michelle gave you some great ways of how to add people to the list. Your list should never stop growing. So when you come to me with the excuse of, I don't have anybody to talk to, well, guess what? I know one thing. You didn't talk to anybody or you didn't think about anybody that day to add to your list. Because your list, Jeff Roberti said this to me, well, not to me, but he said it on the audio, and I listened to it like my first 6 months into it. He said every single day you should be at least adding 2 people to your contact list. At least 2. Just 2. That's it. Just 2. That ended up being over 700 people in a year that have been added to your list. So how can you run out of people if you're always adding people to it? It's just something so simple. Just 2. Imagine if you just added 1 person to your list. 365 people a year that you added to your list. Will you ever run out of people to talk to? No. You won't. And that's the thing. You don't think about the big picture. Think about the little things. What can you do? What little thing can you do to help build your confidence? And I believe probably everybody on here has at least, if I ain't mistaken, just everybody watching this has at least signed up 1 person in their life where they've been a customer promoter. And guess what? If you help 1 person order products from you, or you help 1 person join a business with you, then you can do the rest. You can do it again. You can do it again. I'll pass it back to you, Michelle.
That is absolutely true. And, hearing you talk about this, those are the things that take us to the next level. And those are the things that are going to make people want to come alongside us and do this with us, is when we invest the time in ourselves to develop a skill set that enables us to impact people's lives, that enables us to teach others how to do the same thing. That sets us apart from others in the industry. And, each one of us has our day job, whether we are skilled labor, whether we are master's or doctorate degree level, whether we own our own business. We have our own skill set, and we strive to set ourselves apart from our competition, to earn those extra customers, to get that next promotion, to be recognized by our department or our superiors. We have the ability to set ourselves apart in this industry and create generational wealth for our families, to change our circumstances and that of people around us. And so I would encourage you all to do the things that others in this industry are not willing to do. Truly, others in in many professions and industries. There's average, and then there's those who want more. And I would encourage you to be one of those people who wants more, who reaches for more, who is constantly pursuing excellence and trying to be a better version of themselves than they were yesterday. And when you can bring other people alongside you with that, and you say, let's do life together, because we have such a hunger in our culture for people to truly care about us, to do life together with them. And these skills are going to take you far beyond, just, hey, how do I enroll a new customer? How do I sign a new prospect? That's not what this is about. Are those aspects of it? Yes, those are pieces of the process that we learn along the way. But really what this is about is learning to develop yourself and then to develop leaders within your organization who can do the same thing. And so as you learn, as you grow, invest the time. Think about the 40 to 50 to 60 hours a week that you spend in your day job and what that translates to that you bring home. Now think about, what if you were to put that same time and effort into developing yourself and developing your skill set to be able to do this, and what that could mean for you, for your family, for your future generations, for all of those around you. And so I would encourage you to just take those steps. Maybe it's small. Maybe you start small with, you know what, I'm going to listen to a 15-minute podcast, or I'm going to listen to a training that I missed last week. We all have busy lives, but start, like Aunt said, instead of listening to the music going down the road, pick a podcast, pick a book, choose something that you can start incorporating into building yourself, into developing and improving yourself. And I think we're just going to be blown away at what we see happen in our business. So we like to keep these short and, under an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, to give you guys value, to respect your time. So want to open it up briefly. If anybody has any questions that you want to ask, or maybe you've had something that was successful for you that's relevant to what we've talked about tonight that you want to share with the rest of us. If anybody's got anything, go ahead and Aunt, can you make it so they can unmute themselves? You got it? Good. And just, throw some questions at us if you got it, or an example that's been helpful to you. We'll give you all a second because it takes a minute to find the little button. I know I'm always hunting for my button if I'm muted. Anybody have anything? No? All right. Well, we very much appreciate you guys joining our trainings that we do every Wednesday night at 9 Central, 8 Mountain Time. And we do this for you guys. We do this because we learn and grow from information that other people share. And if you guys ever have topics or ideas that you would like for us to share about, to address, if you have somebody who has a strong skill set in an area that you feel like you're weak, that you would like us to reach out to and have them as a special guest on, we are more than happy to do that. This is about building all of us. And, they say that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. So when you're choosing to spend your time, whether that's what you're listening to, what you are watching, Zooms, trainings, relationships you have around you, when those people are driving you and pushing you to be better, a better version of yourself, and encouraging you to do more than you thought you were capable of before, you're going to start to grow. And that's why we do these calls. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate all of you. And here is to much success and personal growth so that we all begin to change the world around us. We love you guys. Have a good night.